Well, welcome to the video, everybody. Let's see, today we are in the Alps, going from the crane place where I picked up this morning in Saint-Nazaire-sous-Charlieu, delivering those empty racks that the manufacturer puts crane parts in to go back to France. So we're off to Italy anyway. We're going to Caneo, Italy. It's a ways south of Turin. We're in the Alps in France, climbing to get to the tunnel that the border crosses. So we're going to go through the tunnel today. Today's going to be a shorter video than yesterday. Christ. Hour and 13 minutes yesterday. By mostly silence. Every now and then word vomit. So this one will be a bit shorter than that, hopefully. I've been doing this construction right here, building this other section of bridge since I started at this job, and I started at this job in October of 2017. I'm not working on it right now, clearly, because of the coronavirus. Which is surprising, because there's a lot of other road works going on, but not that. Anyway, it's a gorgeous day, 21 degrees Celsius. It's about, I don't know, 70-ish, 73 maybe. Freedom units. Lovely day. Once again, wearing shorts and flip-flops. There's a little snow in the mountains, and it's 2:38 in the afternoon, in case anybody cares. So we'll be up there in just a minute. That beeping was my transponder for the French toll roads. I don't know why it goes off with some regularity without going through toll gate. You tell me. I don't know. I think it's because it's confused. Poor thing. Up here, there's going to be 2 lanes for trucks and 1 lane for cars. Where the trucks on the left are just, your standard trucks. On the right, and we're coming to a stop. On the right will be a lane for hazmat and oversize and other, any other trucks that feel like going through it. Doesn't really much matter. If you're hazmat, though, you're obliged to go through the right, or oversize. You got to go through the right as well. And what you'll do is you go through a gate, and not a gate really, but you'll go under, you'll go through an apparatus that's a fire control check, and it will check to see if you have any hot spots in your truck, dragging brakes or whatever. And if you do, they'll pull you over, check your paperwork. And this is all the fire department will pull you over, check your paperwork, make sure your shit's not on fire, not on flat, or not leaking anything or whatever. Make you sit for 10 minutes, then you'll turn around up there, go back down to the last exit, and come back up and go through again, try it again. Like I told you yesterday, this is a new truck. My third truck with this company. Not my third new truck, new to me, but this one's new, which is delightful. But my first truck would get stopped at this every single time, going both ways, going from Italy to France and from France to Italy. Thankfully, with this truck, I haven't had any problems with it. So we'll go through the fire thing. Maybe we'll see customs. Maybe not. Oh, if you've got hazmat, you go through the right up here. I wanted to tell you this because this will be different for you guys. If you've got hazmat on, you go to the right, go through the lane on the right, and then you pull off to a parking area that's off to the right. You walk your paperwork inside. You've already registered down below. You give them the slip of paper with your paperwork. They hold on to your paperwork, and you wait until you wait for an escort. If you've got hazmat on, you got to have a hazmat escort. We'll go to the right this time. I don't have hazmat on, but looks like the line's a little bit longer on the left. Squeeze my ass through here. So yeah, then you wait for an escort. I've seen hazmat escorts, 20-odd trucks. And it's just, a van with flashing yellow lights in front of you, a van with flashing yellow lights behind you. And I think they do that because the other tunnel that is a border between France and Italy is the Tunnel du Mont Blanc. You've all heard of the Mont Blanc mountain. It's called the ceiling of Europe. It's on the border between France and Italy, and they built that tunnel, I don't know how long ago, but several years ago, they had a truck carrying hazmat crash, cause a fire, and kill a bunch of people. Also, if you're going through that tunnel, so with that tunnel, there's no hazmat whatsoever. Period, end of story. But if you've got a reefer on your trailer, you've also got to stop and register, I guess, and wait for an escort. I guess. I don't do reefer work anymore, so I don't know. I don't know how they do that or what they're doing. So there you go. This in front of us, this big red thing, is the fire control doohickey. I don't know if you can read that, but there's a sign there on both sides of that arch in several languages. Just waiting for the light to turn green so I can go. And it'll tell you that it tells you in English, the thermographic control does not remove the responsibility of the driver, who shall remain the final judge of his vehicle's safety. So there you go. Here we are getting controlled. See if we're hot. Oh, looks like old Gerteca was hot. We got pulled over there. That's the waiting area for if you're warm. Those trucks on the right are hazmat trucks and waiting for their escort. And we're good to go. Simple and easy. Don't need to talk to anybody, which is always a good thing. And nobody wants to talk to those people. Now we'll pay the toll because, as I said yesterday, there ain't no freeways here. You're gonna love this. Wait till the owner ops hear this. Give me my little card. Bonjour. 338 euros one way to go this 13-kilometer tunnel. Merci. 338 fucking euros. Holy cats. And like I said, it's one way. This tunnel is not as tightly regulated as Mont Blanc, but it's still, they like to keep their shit in one sock. So, yep, 70 kilometers an hour, 1,280 meters, so 12.8 kilometers long. And you'll see these blue dots, these blue lights on the walls. They're 150 meters apart. You need to keep 150. Wow, that's a dirty windshield. You need to keep 150 meters apart. And there's speed cameras. And if you're less than 150 meters apart, a little sign will light up on the wall of the tunnel saying, "Hey, driver, we said 150 meters," and that's what we meant. So there you go. Off we go through the tunnel. When we come out, we'll be in Italy. So we'll grow a bit more chest hair and we'll talk with our hands. Because that is one stereotype that is built on reality. The Italians talk with their hands. I was following an Italian car one afternoon in Italy. The people in it were having a fairly animated discussion, and I thought that car was going to take off like chitty chitty bang bang. Oh, see, these two naughty guys are not 150 meters apart. Bad drivers, bad. So there you are. 12 kilometers of boredom. All the while, keeping in mind that we're way up in the mountains, way up in the Alps, but I don't think I'm any higher in elevation than Denver. I think I'm 1,300 or 1,400 meters. Denver's about 1,450 meters. And I smell something funny. Brakes or something. I don't think they're mine. But whatever. Might just still be that new truck smell coming out of my vents. Hard to say. There goes the hazmat escort going the other way, not escorting anybody. I think they're going to make this a 2-lane and open up the other way. They've been working on that forever. I think the tunnel part of it's pretty much done. They just need to, I don't know what they need to do. I don't have any idea. I see another hole off to the right, not here, off to the left when we get into the tunnel coming from France to Italy. So I'd imagine that's what they're doing, making us more lanes. This isn't typically too congested. I've never seen a traffic jam in it, for example. I've been stuck outside of it for a while. Because I imagine if they get too many cars and trucks going through this tunnel, they what the fuck am I trying to say? They meter the traffic. But yeah, 338 euros for this 13 kilometer stretch. About 8 miles, about the same length as Eisenhower in Colorado. And when we get out, we'll be in Italy, where things will be cheap. Here's a tip. You guys are planning a European vacation, and you're not going to do something awesome like rent a car and travel around the continent with a stack of shiny credit cards, and you just want to pick a country in Western Europe. Italy is cheaper than France, and Spain is cheaper than Italy. So here's a tip for you. I've never been to Spain, but I have been to Italy for your odd long weekend. It's nice. People are nice. Food's good. Coffee for you Americans. Italian coffee. French coffee is like, go to Starbucks and grab an espresso. Italian coffee is a lot stronger than that. So be prepared. drivers that walk around with the 64-ounce Slurpee cup full of coffee. If you ever decide to come to Italy, you don't want 64 ounces of this shit, let me tell you. I mean, it's good if you like strong coffee, but little goes a long way, if you know what I mean. I don't know if y'all can hear that sort of high-pitched rattling, but it's been driving me nuts all goddamn day. And I don't know what the hell it is. But it's seriously making me want to boil a kitten. But whatever, when I get out of the tunnel, I'm going to turn this video off, turn the podcast back on, and then I won't hear it anymore. So there you go. According to the GPS, we just crossed into Italy, and it asked me if I would like to know more about the country. Thank you, no. Don't think my GPS is in any danger of telling me any historical facts about Italy. Like I said, today we're going to Caneo, which is kind of on what you'd call the panhandle of Italy before the boot goes into the Mediterranean, the boot part, down there where Rome is. But we're still south of Turin, which is in the panhandle. Apparently, Turin, I think, was one of the first capitals of Italy, and it's where the Pope used to live, and it's where the Shroud of Turin resides in a church. They also just opened a new museum recently that's about Italian cars and their history. So there's going to be a bunch of Fiats and Lancias and Alfas and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and whatever else, and I have got to get to that museum. Fiat, I don't know if they still build cars in Turin, but their factory actually had a test track on the roof. That's kind of neat. Italy's a beautiful country. I don't know if I told you this yesterday, but I do love Italy. I love Italy quite a bit. Doesn't have quite as robust an economy as France, so things are cheaper, and not everybody's quite so loaded. People are super nice. Women are gorgeous. Children are intelligent. Men are brave. Little country, Italy. Always delighted when I get a trip. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this job for these people since October of 2017. Most of what we do when we come to Italy is go to Milan. So it's always a nice treat when I get to go somewhere other than Milan. far south is about Pisa. On both sides of the country. Pisa is on the west side of the country. And the other side is, I forget the name of that little town I went to, but it's on the Adriatic Sea. And I've been down there. And it's a long drive. And it's just friggin' delightful. Almost out of the tunnel. We'll be out of the tunnel in less than a kilometer. There's the toll booth on the other side. Welcome to Italy, everybody. Welcome to, what's this town called? Bardonecchia. Bardonecchia. Oh, looks like 5. Oh, that's not the cops. They're just parked there to hang out. Oh, they're parked and posted up looking at the cars. Here's a little truck stop. Middle of the highway. Services both sides, services both directions. Very few of the truck stops in France or Italy are privately owned. They're all, rest areas. Some have gas stations, toilets, showers, and convenience stores. Others are just rest areas with crappers and picnic tables. There you go. Oh, my phone telling me that I'm in Italy. And my service carrier supports me in Italy and all my Italian adventures. Anyway, that's all I got. Have a good afternoon.